Okay, so today we're diving deep into some fascinating stuff going on in Saudi Arabia,
Uh-huh.
and we've got some really interesting source material.
Yeah.
Basically, it looks like they're trying to modernize like crazy,
Right.
but also trying to like hold on to their traditional culture and religion.
Yeah. It's a tough balancing act.
Really tough.
Definitely.
And that's exactly what we're going to try to figure out today.
Absolutely.
Like, is it even possible to pull that off?
It's a question a lot of folks are asking.
Yeah, for sure.
Saudi Arabia is really going through some huge changes, especially with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Right. And one of the biggest things that jumps out is
Yeah.
this Vision 2030 thing.
Oh, yeah. Vision 2030.
It's not just some slogan, right? They're actually trying to make it happen.
It's their roadmap, you could say.
Exactly.
And it's ambitious, to say the least.
No kidding.
One of their big goals is to boost their public investment fund, like massively.
Okay, how massively are we
It's-
talking?
They're aiming for $2 trillion.
Whoa, 2 trillion.
Yeah, they want to be a major player globally, and that fund is how they plan to do it.
So that's got to be a key part of this whole moving away from oil thing, right?
Definitely, it'll finance a lot of their moves into new sectors.
Like what kind of sectors?
Things like technology, tourism, even entertainment.
Wow, entertainment, huh?
Yeah, they're really branching out.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You know a lot about the Middle East.
I've spent some time there.
So how realistic is this whole shift away from oil?
It's a huge challenge, no doubt.
I mean, oil has been their thing for so long.
Right, but they're aware of how unpredictable the energy market is.
True.
And they know they need to diversify.
Makes sense.
They're investing a ton in renewable energy and building up other industries too.
Smart.
They have to be to survive in the long run.
One thing I've noticed is how much they're trying to get international businesses involved.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It seems like they really want to be a global hub for, well, everything.
Yeah, attracting foreign companies and expertise is a core part of Vision 2030.
It's interesting, though, they're even willing to relax some of their social rules to do it.
Right, they're trying to make the country more appealing to tourists and expats.
I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Sometimes, yeah.
And speaking of social changes, we have to talk about the stuff happening with women's rights.
Yeah, that's been huge.
I mean, letting women drive, encouraging them to work, that's massive.
It's a significant shift, especially given where they started.
Absolutely.
For example, the number of women in the workforce has skyrocketed. It
Really?
used to be only around 19% back in 2016.
Wow, that low.
Yeah,
I-
but now it's over 37%.
That's a big jump.
It shows they're serious about empowering women economically, at least.
That said, some people argue it's all just for show.
Yeah, I've heard those criticisms too.
They say the reforms don't go nearly far enough and that deeper problems still exist.
Well, it's true that progress has been uneven.
Meaning,
Like, changing laws is one thing, but changing deeply rooted societal attitudes takes a lot longer.
I can see that.
There are still definitely areas where women face discrimination and limitations.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hopefully that'll change over time.
I'll have to see.
Right.
Okay, so this whole idea of mixing tradition and modernity really comes into focus with NEO.
A neo, yeah.
This futuristic megacity they're building, it's kind of mind-blowing.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. They're
Some
calling
kind
it a cognitive city.
Cognitive city, what does that even mean?
It means it's built on cloud computing and artificial intelligence.
So like robots and stuff?
Pretty much, they're talking about flying taxis and robot maids.
Oh, wow.
It's completely different from traditional city planning.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're going all out to be a global leader in technology.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder if they're trying to pull talent and investment away from places like Dubai.
It's possible they're certainly aiming high.
But I also wonder about the impact on Saudi society as a whole.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, will this create two separate worlds within the country?
It's a valid concern.
With NEOM being super liberal and the rest of the country more conservative.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle that.
Yeah, that potential clash could be a real issue.
They'll need to manage it carefully.
No kidding.
It's a delicate balance.
And then there's the whole tourism thing.
Right.
They're really pushing to open up to the world.
Which makes sense economically.
Totally. I mean, you could bring in tons of money and jobs.
Exactly.
But I worry about the impact on traditional ways of life.
That's a valid concern.
I mean, tourism can be great, but it can also put a lot of pressure on local communities.
And resources.
Yeah, if it's not managed responsibly, things can go wrong.
Absolutely.
It feels like they're taking a page from Dubai's playbook.
There are definitely similarities.
I mean, Dubai really leveraged tourism and investment to become a global hub.
They did, but Saudi Arabia has a very different cultural and religious context.
Right, that's true.
So how they approach modernization will be unique.
Makes you wonder if they can really pull off this balancing act.
It's a tough one for sure.
Trying to be modern while holding on to their identity.
Exactly. It's a challenge many societies face.
Are there any historical examples that might give us some clues?
Oh, definitely.
Like, have other cultures managed to do this successfully?
Lots of them have gone through similar transitions, trying to integrate modern ideas with traditional values.
Interesting.
The key seems to be finding ways to blend things without losing what makes their culture unique.
So it's more about evolution than completely changing everything.
Yeah, it's about adaptation and finding a balance.
So Saudi Arabia is at a crossroads right now.
AR?
And whatever they decide will have a big impact, not just on them, but on the whole region.
Oh, absolutely. Their choices will have ripple effects.
It's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out.
It really is. Their success or failure will be a lesson for everyone.
It leaves us with a big question.
What's that?
Can they really have it all? Modernization and their unique culture.
Only time will tell.
But one thing's for sure, it's going to be one heck of a ride.
You got that right.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.
My pleasure.
And for all of you listening, keep an eye on Saudi Arabia.
Things are going to get interesting.
You can bet on that.
Absolutely.
Until next time,
Oh, see ya.
stay curious.
Always.